Danny, a tough one to take tonight, given how well we started the game.
Yeah, the thing is, mistakes kill you. Because for 43 minutes, we looked like the team that was at the top of the league. We played that well, I thought, and we created so many chances, and we didn't take enough of them. Again, we still managed to get on the score sheet, which has been consistent. We are creating chances and scoring goals. The problem is, when you make mistakes the way we're making mistakes, it just pops your balloon. It just kills all your impetus. So at half time, instead of praising them for what they've done well, and same again, we're trying to pick them up because they're deflated in the dressing room, because it keeps happening. These mistakes keep happening, and we have to make changes. I think that's the bottom line. Changes have to be made, and people just have to take accountability and accept that.
We seem to make these good starts most often in games. We had that 50-minute spell at the start of the game where we score, we seem to look like the better side, but then something seems to just like you say, happen, or a mistake happens, and then the head goes.
I don't know what. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm the manager. I will take the brunt of whatever I need to take, but I don't know how you legislate for the mistakes that we're making at the minute, because you can't. We don't sit on the coaching field and go, come on, let's get into a good start, let's build momentum, and then let's throw one in. And then not only are we going to throw one in, we're going to throw a second and a third in as well, and we're going to give a team like Torquay a 3-1 head start, and you're never going to catch them. For all the efforts in the world, the systems, the changes, whatever you're going to do, they're a top side, and if you give them a 3-1 head start, a charitable one as well, then you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle, and that's why I'm positive and confident that there will be new faces and new people in the club before we play Notts County, because there has to be, because what the players have done from a mistakes perspective, individual wise, is not good enough for what we want.
Speaking of players coming back, Chike made his first starts and coming back from injury, and he looked bright in the first 15-20 minutes. He could have scored, but ultimately it wasn't to be.
No, and look, I think that he was a big miss. It's been a big miss for us, and he's not match fit yet. He's only going to get better, and I think people would have got a glimpse tonight of what he brings to the team, and that forward, that support for our main striker is crucial. But we did that thing again where we dropped 10 yards second half once we realised that we weren't kind of on it, and it just kills you. It absolutely kills you, and that means they then start dropping, and then Mo's isolated on his own again. When we changed the shape, we went 3-5-2. We started to get forwards again, but the bottom line is we as a staff, we have to assess it. As a collective, we have to take responsibility for it. It's not good enough. It doesn't help it's straight after the FA Cup exit, because actually we've been last 2 league games, we've been very good, and it just kills your impetus. But look, we've got a break now where we can do some research, we can look at players, we can try and add some additions to the squad. We can hopefully get a few of the others that are kind of nearly there, like Harrison, players like that are nearly back. Ross has had some treatment today, that he's feeling good. We can get those players back on board, and look, I'm still confident that this team's a good team and they will go on, and they'll be fine this season. But what's happening in a minute has to stop happening.
You mentioned the mistake from Mitch as well. He'll be the first person to admit it was an error on his part, but it's important we get behind him and make sure he keeps his confidence up. Yeah,
look, I think he has it. He's held his hands up for 2, if not 3 of the goals. He's held his hands up for them, and that's great. And Mitch is a top guy, and he's always taken responsibility for his actions. The problem we've got is it doesn't help. It doesn't help. It's great, we can all talk about mistakes. If the bottom line is win, lose or draw, my neck is the one that's on the line, and when you've got players almost literally throwing the ball in the goal, you're like, well, how do I deal with that? There is unfortunately only one way to deal with that, and I think Mitch is man enough to understand that we have to make sure that these things don't happen, and we have to do whatever we need to do to ensure that.
And it's important for him to have that competition, to make sure he has to raise his game, make sure these mistakes don't happen again.
But Mitch is a top keeper. He had an outstanding season for us last season, and one thing I know about players, they go through spells and they have dips in their career, and those things happen. Unfortunately for him, everything he does is highlighted, because generally if he makes a mistake, it's a goal. And I think that if you go back through the team, you can pick individual errors out for both the second goals, but the bottom line is those mistakes have got to stop happening, because we don't work on that. That's not how we work. I mean, what we delivered in the first 40 minutes, that's what we're about. high energy. We didn't get enough of that out on Saturday. Okay, we hold our hands up to that, but we moved on. We looked for a reaction, and first half we got one. But then you do what we did, throw one in just before half time. It kills you, because what it does is it makes you worry as a team, worry as a staff, because you think, well, if we keep doing this, we've got to score 2 or 3 to win a game. When really, we were good enough tonight in our first half performance to go on and win that game 1-0. Just shut it up.
You mentioned that break we have now ahead of our next league game. It's important we make sure we got our heads right and are ready for that game.
Yeah, look, I think that it gives us some time to collect our thoughts and have a look at what we're doing, ruffle a few feathers, because we need to do that. There's not enough competition at the minute. You look at the bench tonight, we've got a few players out. We said we knew the squad was going to be thin this year because of the budget. We knew that. We didn't expect to get the injuries we've got so quickly. Finney coming on and coming straight back off again is another kick. But look, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses about it, because we are in a situation we're in. I've got to get on with it. We've got to go and find some players. We've got to go and do some deals that work for us financially. Hopefully get some loans in that maybe don't cost us anything, and add some quality to the squad. That, yeah, competition for places is crucial.
Are you in with a shot? More information below.
Click here for the next video, click here to subscribe.